Welcome back to Who Died Today, where we honor the legacies of those who've left an indelible mark on our world. Today, we're diving into the lives of four incredible talents who took their final bow on September 28th in different years. From controversial directors to silent comedy legends, these stars shaped entertainment as we know it. Stay tuned. The story behind one will leave you speechless. But before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss our daily tributes to the stars who've shaped our culture. Number 4. Coolio, the hip-hop visionary who fought for more. Let's kick things off with the most recent loss in our lineup, the one, the only Coolio. Born artist Leon Ivey Jr. on September 28, 1963, in Monessen, Pennsylvania. Coolio's journey from the streets to stardom is nothing short of inspirational. You might think you know Coolio from his mega hit Gangsta's Paradise, but there's so much more to this rap icon than meets the eye. Did you know that before he made it big, Coolio worked as a firefighter in San Jose? That's right, this Gangsta's Paradise started with saving lives. But life wasn't always a paradise for Coolio. He struggled with crack cocaine addiction in his early 20s. A battle he fought and won before his music career took off. In his own words, "I wasn't looking for a career. I was looking for a way to clean up, a way to escape the drug thing." This struggle informed much of his music, giving it a depth and authenticity that resonated with millions. His efforts paid off when Gangsta's Paradise won him the Grammy for Best Rap Solo Performance in 1996. Coolio's talents weren't limited to music. He made significant contributions to television and film, bringing his unique charisma to every role. Remember the iconic theme song for Nickelodeon's Kenan Kel? That was Coolio. Tragically, Coolio left us too soon on September 28, 2022, his 59th birthday. He was found unresponsive on a bathroom floor at a friend's house in Los Angeles. The cause was determined to be an accidental overdose due to fentanyl use, a heartbreaking end for a man who had fought so hard to overcome his addictions. As we remember Coolio, let's take a moment to appreciate his unique voice, his struggles, and his triumphs. In his own words, life is a party, but you better not get caught slipping. Number 3. Ethel Waters, the barrier-breaking star. Born on September 28, 1896, in Chester, Pennsylvania. Ethel Waters was a force of nature who broke barriers and touched hearts with her incredible voice and powerful performances. Ethel began her career singing the blues and black vaudeville shows, eventually becoming one of the first African-American women to be heard on radio. In 1949, Ethel made history as the second African-American to be nominated for an Academy Award for her role in Pinky Butt. Did you know that she was also the first African-American to star in her own TV show? That's right. The Ethel Waters Show aired in 1939, paving the way for future generations of black performers in television. Ethel faced criticism from some in the black community for playing stereotypical mammy roles. However, Ethel saw these roles as opportunities to bring depth and humanity to characters that were often one-dimensional. She once said, "I am somebody 'cause God don't make no junk." Ethel's later years saw her turn to evangelism, touring with Billy Graham's Crusades. This shift reflected her deep faith, which had been a constant throughout her life. She even titled her autobiography "His Eye Is" on the sparrow after the gospel hymn she made famous. Ethel Waters left us on September 1st, 1977, in Chatsworth, California, due to heart disease. She was just shy of her 81st birthday. Her legacy lives on not just in her recordings and films, but in the path she blazed for future generations of African-American performers. Number 2. Harpo Marx, the silent comedy genius. Born Adolphe Marx on September 28, 1888, in New York City, Harpo would go on to become the silent backbone of the legendary Marx Brothers comedy team. Harpo's story is one of transformation. Born into a poor immigrant family, he dropped out of school at age 8 and never learned to read or write properly. Yet this seeming disadvantage became the seed of his genius. Unable to memorize lines, Harpo developed his silent pantomime persona, communicating volumes without saying a word. But here's a shocker. Harpo could speak. His silence on stage and screen was purely an artistic choice. In fact, those close to him described him as witty and articulate in real life. Can you imagine the surprise of fans who met him off stage? Harpo's contribution to comedy cannot be overstated. His physicality, his timing, and his ability to convey emotion through expression and gesture influenced generations of comedians. But did you know he was also an accomplished harpist? Self-taught, Harpo's musical interludes in Marx Brothers films weren't just for show. He was genuinely talented. In 1936, at the age of 48, Harpo married Susan Fleming, a former actress. Together, they adopted 4 children, creating a loving family that was a stark contrast to Harpo's chaotic on-screen antics. Despite his on-stage silence, Harpo left us with some memorable quotes. One of my favorites is, "I was the same kind of father as I was a harpist. I played by ear." Harpo Marx left us on September 28, 1964, his 76th birthday. He died during open-heart surgery in Los Angeles, a procedure he had postponed to play one last game of golf. Even in his final moments, Harpo chose joy and play over fear. As we remember Harpo, let's appreciate the power of silence, the beauty of physical comedy, and the importance of never taking life too seriously. In a world of noise, Harpo showed us the eloquence of silence. Number 1. Elia Kazan, the controversial mastermind of American cinema. Born on September 28, 1909 in Constantinople, now Istanbul, Elia Kazan's journey from immigrant child to Hollywood legend is a story of talent, ambition, and moral complexity. Kazan's contribution to entertainment is hard to overstate. As a theater director, he co-founded the Actors Studio, nurturing method acting and shaping the careers of Marlon Brando, James Dean, and many others. In film, he directed classics like On the Waterfront, A Streetcar Named Desire, and East of Eden, earning 2 Academy Awards for Best Director. But Kazan's life was marked by a decision that would haunt him for decades. In 1952, at the height of the McCarthy era, Kazan testified before the House Un-American Activities Committee, naming 8 former group theater members as communists. This act, while saving his own career, led to the blacklisting of those he named and earned him the enmity of many in Hollywood. Kazan never apologized for his testimony, a stance that continued to spark controversy even decades later. When he received an honorary Academy Award in 1999, many in the audience refused to applaud, while others, like Warren Beatty and Meryl Streep, stood in ovation. The divide was a stark reminder of the lasting impact of Kazan's decision. In his own words, Kazan once said, "I've never done anything I'm ashamed of." This quote, while controversial, speaks to Kazan's complex relationship with his past and his refusal to be defined solely by one decision. Elia Kazan left us on September 28, 2003, his 94th birthday. He died of natural causes at his home in Manhattan, leaving behind a legacy that continues to spark debate and admiration in equal measure. As we remember Kazan, let's appreciate the complexity of human nature, the power of art to provoke and inspire, and the enduring impact one person can have on an entire industry. In Kazan's own words, "I want to make a film to make you feel, to give you experience. I don't believe in spectacle and decor." And there you have it, folks, 4 incredible talents, all died on September 28th, each leaving an indelible mark on the world of entertainment. From Coolio's raw, authentic hip-hop to Ethel Waters' groundbreaking performances, from Harpo Marx's silent comedy genius to Elia Kazan's controversial brilliance. These artists remind us of the power of art to move, challenge, and transform us. As we close this tribute, let's remember that behind every great artist is a complex human being, with flaws and virtues, struggles and triumphs. Their stories remind us that greatness often comes at a price, but that the impact of true artistry can outlive controversy and stand the test of time. If you enjoyed this deep dive into these September 28th died legends, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from the world of entertainment. Until next time, keep celebrating the arts and the complex, brilliant humans who create them.